All right, this is Aaron Squire. I got my guest Soldack on here. You guys may know him from Hex Casters. Really good guy, really excitable guy. I love listening to him. He's got what you got four different things on YouTube now. Tonight we're going to be going over some of the news that's popped up recently in Cryptozoic. The tournament that Soldack is basically becoming the main point of contact for, the first person to decide to try to do something like this. We're going to talk about why he's doing it. And then we're going to go over a Blood Sapphire control deck that I've been trying to do. I'm going to deck doctor that, and that is actually probably very likely going to be the deck I'm going to play tomorrow, as I have been roped into this tournament by Mr. Soldack. So, going on to our first topic here, we have Soldack. And I'm just going to ask you right off the bat, what is Hex Casters, Soldack?
Well, first off, thank you for letting me be on your stream, and welcome everybody. I am Soldack from Hex Casters, and I'm super excited about being with you guys tonight and talking about some great Hex. I know that Hex Casters is rather new. We've got 1 full week under our belt, and what we do at Hex Casters is every weekday we upload a new professionally shoutcasted game of Hex. It's been real exciting this first week. We've had some great responses. Tons of subscribers coming in. If you haven't seen us yet, I'm sure we'll get the website up. It's a YouTube channel. We'd love to have you come check us out on YouTube. But really what we're doing is taking Hex. It's really, I think, and a lot of people think, it could emerge as the future of the TCG esports. And I really think that Hex has the potential of doing that. It's what Cryptozoic is going for. I mean, Cryptozoic wants Hex to be a professional level esport. We'd love to make it even a fraction of what like a StarCraft 2 tournament is, or a League of Legends tournament. I mean, esports is just going to continue to grow exponentially. I think esports is something that's just not going to slow down, and we need something like Hex to get into it. There's other, collectible card games, but they're not really designed the way Hex is designed, in a pure 100% digital environment designed for esports. And so I'm excited. If you're going to have esports, you've got to have shoutcasters, and I'd love to be involved with that and help recruit some other people to do it. And really, Hex is an alpha. My YouTube channel is an alpha, and that's okay. We'll all grow together.
We're all in alpha together. All right. That seems
that's
pretty
right.
good. So are you looking for some people, Soldack, to be shoutcasters with you?
Sure. I've already had a few people express interest. I've even taken a look at a couple of kind of audition videos. But really, we're not looking for just the run-of-the-mill, anyone who throws a web camera on. We want to have people who are excited about Hex, who are really articulate about how they portray it, and are great about explaining the action. Here's the fine thing you have to balance when you're shoutcasting a TCG. There's a deep level of strategy going on in how the decks are built and how the randomness of them are unfolding in front of you. But at the same time, a large portion of your audience could be newer to TCGs and don't really grasp some of the deeper strategy. So you have to be able to both convey what's happening, but at the same time have something for that audience that's more advanced, like what you guys at HexTCGpro.com are doing and thinking about.
Right. Yeah, I mean...
And that's not for everybody.
Right, it's not for everybody. I mean, it's obviously not for the casual person. I mean, not everybody can be that one basketball guy, it's awesome, baby. Not everybody is that guy, So I understand that you guys want a high level of expertise, a high level of a person that really understands and wants to keep getting better. And so that's really good, I think. That's going to be good for the community overall. And then, it doesn't stop people from going out and doing their own streams and maybe doing their own stuff as well.
That's right.
But what you guys are looking for is just that you're asking for a little bit more from people, which isn't a bad thing. So I guess you kind of already went over some of the goals, but what are your main goals by doing this? I guess we'll just reiterate that real quick.
Well, with Hexcasters, I myself personally, and the other people that we bring into the fold, we want to be the top level shoutcasters in Hex. We want to be the guys that when you go see a top 8 for a national or regional tournament, especially for world championships, maybe we're a year away from worlds. How exciting could that be? We don't know what the schedule's going to be. But when you get to that level of play, you deserve to have great people who've been practicing a long time at doing this, being your shoutcasters, bringing you the action, explaining it in a way you can understand and be excited about. And so that down the road, we'd love to see Hex Casters, Shout Casters kind of running those tournaments. We'd love to get people from every region. I don't know if you've talked about it on your show, but the Cryptozoic has decided to kind of do the walled garden approach to how they're going to have the global Hex brand, and that's great, but that means we're going to need shoutcasters who are in each of those regions who know the top players, know the top tournaments, and can handle doing this. I probably myself will just cast in the American European market, and we're going to need to be recruiting guys who are really great at this in all those different regions.
Right, for sure. All right, so moving on to some of the news of the week. If you guys haven't seen this yet, let's go ahead and pull this up here. We'll go ahead and make this full screen so everybody can see it. Zoom in on it a little bit here. All right, so we get all our news most of the time from the Kickstarter website. This is going to be where it is. You're going to see some things. We had some apprentice applications that went down, if you had read earlier. So basically, Cryptozoic is looking for more techie people to help build the game, and I would love to be doing this. Unfortunately, my current job situation doesn't allow me to for at least a couple of years. But this is something personally it's like near and dear to my heart, is getting in there and being able to play with all that equipment that's going to be, basically get in there, get into the code and doing all that stuff and making sure I'm testing and getting the game up and running. And so this is pretty promising. They have about 100 applications in, which means that they're going to get to pick from all those people. I mean, they're only going to have so many people that they can take on board. You have any thoughts on this, Soldack?
Well, I'm old and I can't do it. But my goodness, if I was half my age, I would absolutely want to be doing this apprenticeship program. I mean, what an opportunity Cryptozoic is offering people to get in, really at a ground floor to a game like Hex and just get that invaluable experience. I mean, it's one thing to get some kind of little degree that you think you can get a job with. It's something to be self-taught like a lot of people in this industry are, but it's a whole nother thing to show that you have some kind of real-world experience doing it, and it's invaluable, and it's really, I applaud Cryptozoic for offering this opportunity.
Right, and they're going right to the community, which is just giving back. I mean, just right back to the people that have actually already contributed. So moving on to, we have the Mac users. I know some people may be using those Macs. They're going to have to use Boot Camp and some other parallels for Hex right now. It's unfortunate because they talked about how that Hex is going to be cross-platform. It's going to be tablets. It's going to be on possibly, I don't know, maybe a really big phone or something, or maybe if we have like some sort of a watch thing like they had in X-Men when well, it was like a hologram thing, but holograms are in the future. Anyways, moving on.
Google Glass.
We're gonna something Google Glass. I mean, but right now it's only on Windows, and in the future that's going to happen, but it's just not right now. That's pretty much just a footnote there. I don't think there's really too much else to say about that. What do you think, Soldack?
Well, I mean, are there really that many Mac people? And the Mac people that are out there, they're kind of used to this, I think. I mean, they're kind of used to having to run things for Windows in these kind of environments. I'm not a computer guy like you are. This is not my background. But if you don't like it, go buy a PC.
All right.
I mean, really, come on.
But yeah, I mean, PCs are what, a third of the cost of a Mac anyway. So, moving on, we've got some username problems. We've seen this in streams. Some lascivious usernames have been coming down. Here's some of the ones they could actually put on here. We got Mom Beater Prime and Beep Destruction, HexHero.com, and basically what they're looking for is, come on, people. Use some judgment here, making your names. I believe we've also seen one which is referenced genitalia quite a bit in some of the streams, but also you shouldn't be plugging your website. I mean, this one's kind of more of an honest mistake, I think, the Hex Hero, because there really wasn't a lot that said you couldn't do that. And so yeah, I mean, I guess bottom line, if you really have a question about it before you do it, you could ask them. I mean, if it's something like that. But some of the other stuff where it's just lewd stuff, I mean, yeah, I mean, let's try to be above that, I'd say.
It actually surprised me this wasn't already built in, to be honest. I thought that at this day and age, I thought username screening would have been very easy to implement. But again, I'm not a computer guy. You know better than I do.
It would be a list that they would implement, and they would have to keep adding to it as time went on. But I would think that at their
But haven't other games been through this? Why reinvent the wheel? I mean, surely they've. I mean, there's got to be some master list that MMOs use.
Sure, they could probably get one from like Blizzard or something. I'm sure. Also, Blizzard won't let you use like the NPC names in the game and stuff like that either. But I mean, at this point in the game, the focus is probably not on making sure that all the names are not lewd. Other than that, I mean, it's making the game client work. Things that are kind of important like that. Not really so much making sure all the users are on the up and up. Moving on to the next piece of information is talking about hacking. I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody hacking anyone's account yet. However, we've got a larger pool of people that have only put $250 in, and for a lot of people, $250 is kind of chump change to be thrown around here and there at things. I mean, with the Xbox 3, the new Xbox coming out and the new PlayStation 4 coming out, those are costing what, $400? So $250 is not a lot of money, and so that is going to kind of play into probably this post right here, I would say. Also, you might try to think you're doing good by white hatting, and they really kind of want the servers to be working properly. However, if you do want a white hat, it looks like at the bottom of here of this post, you have Chris Woods, who's their head tech person, who I've actually gotten to meet, and he talks about how it is that they're actually going to put up a server specifically for people that want to white hat, which is really exciting for me because I like getting in there, and I'm going to go ahead and mess around with different things and look at the information streaming across those ones and zeros and see what I can do to break in type of thing. But on only when Chris Woods tells me to, not on the servers that everyone else is playing on. I'll make sure that I'm doing that, and I would encourage people that have that kind of background to wait and let's get more information, but don't be doing it on the regular server. How do you feel about that?
Hey, I think anything that the community can do to improve the Hex experience for us non-techie type people, to improve the Hex client, we cannot have. I mean, if you're going to be an esport, you can't have hackers. I mean, you just can't have it. And so
right.
I really applaud Cryptozoic's effort to squash these cockroaches. And if you got a can of raid and you can go in there and do some squashing, go do it, dude. More power to you.
Right. All right, so now we're going to move on to some of the tournament. So why decide to do a tournament this early? We had a tournament that was going to be, last weekend, and it kind of got squashed. I know John kind of weighed in and talked to some of the tournament coordinators on that one, and it was just really a bad time. Do you feel like it's a good time now, or explain to me how the tournament's going to work? Just go ahead and just take me through the whole steps, because I kind of just signed up because John was in it, and I figured, get a chance to play against John.
Well, I look forward to that match. Y'all are in different pools, so the only way y'all are going to play in the tournament is if y'all are in the Grand Championship, and I don't doubt it could happen. I don't doubt that.
Right.
But look, yeah, we're in alpha. And honestly, my YouTube channel is an alpha, and this kind of tournament we're going to put together here, this first attempt, is an alpha. But here's why we did it. There is a lot of fun in shoutcasting these alpha games.
Right.
We've seen some amazing games where people have top-decked booby traps to beat people at the last possible moment, things that are fun to watch. But let's be honest, the kind of competitive player who's in the Hex Alpha right now, and a lot of the people who are watching these streamers and are watching all the, gobbling up all they can about Hex, they want to see games that matter. And it's so much easier on my part as a shoutcaster to have a game that means something to shoutcast with. If I'm shoutcasting a game and this is the final game 3 of a match that's going to determine who wins a free draft and maybe a grand prize, that's going to be a lot more exciting for the viewer, and it's going to build up, hopefully, my audience a little bit more at Hex Casters. But also what it's going to do, that's one great reason to do it. But the other reason, too, is I love watching y'all streams. I don't stream. I mean, I don't stream, I don't shoutcast my own games. It's a skill beyond me. When I'm playing, I need to focus on playing. When I'm shoutcasting, I need to focus on shoutcasting. But you guys are playing and streaming and talking and describing action and building up an audience, interacting with the chat room. You guys are the multitasking geniuses of Twitch. I can't do that. But what I have done with this tournament is give you something a little more substantial to stream about. You have something where you can schedule a match. You can tell your audience, hey, I've got a tournament game, coming up like you do tomorrow at, I think, about 10 a.m. Pacific time?
At noonish.
Is your match?
Well, we're going to run at noonish. I'm playing against a guy, I forget what his name is, but he's from Germany. Pretty excited. I've actually been to Germany, Ramstein area, and so we got to talking about that a little bit. And so it's like friendly competition, and that's really the
Yes.
nice thing right now is that a lot of us kind of know each other at this point in time. So it's a lot like Friday Night Magic for me. It's kind of like going and or I guess for people that don't play cards, it'd be like going to that bar where sometimes you got to go where everybody knows your name, type of thing.
Cheers.
So
only old people like us got that reference.
Right.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's I think it's a good thing. I also think it's really good to take the pool the way you did, and you kind of limited it, because this way there'll be understanding and everything's going to be watched, so you know that people are going to kind of hold you accountable.
Yeah, this is why the earlier tournament effort someone made, I applaud the effort. I think why we're going to succeed is because we only are putting in streamers, and not just any streamer, people who have been consistently streaming for the Hex community. Therefore, every game in this tournament is going to be streamed. It's going to be recorded.
Right.
If there's a bug, I can help adjudicate what happened and figure out how we're going to play from there.
Right.
We're going to reset games. It's easier in a situation where everything's visible to everybody to play an alpha with bugs type tournament. You can't do that just in a, hey, Aaron, Squire, and I are playing, and I'm losing, so suddenly, guess what, dude? I'm hung up on a priority bug. I wish you could see this. I don't know what to do. I guess we'll have to start over.
Right.
That kind of, right now in an alpha, you really can't have a tournament unless you do what we're doing, and that's just have streamers do a tournament showing everybody everything. Are there going to be some priority bugs? Are we going to have to start a few games over? Yeah, but as you know, after this last build came in, I mean, this is a lot more stable client. I know we're going to have some problems, but I've easily been able to get 5, 6, 7 games in a row now without a priority bug popping up. Has that been your experience too?
Yeah, it's been pretty good lately. I'd have to say so. I mean, if you think about we have 16 people in this tournament, right? Something like that.
It's 2 pools of 6, so we have 12 people.
So 12 people. So I mean, a typical 8-man draft pod could go for maybe 3 hours on a typical Friday Night Magic. We've got this stretched over a week, I believe.
Yeah, we're having to do it that way.
Right, so 12 is going to go down to it's everybody plays every round. Is that what's going on as well?
Yeah, we're gonna have 2 pools of 6. Inside your pool of 6, you play a round robin. So everybody's gonna get at least 5 matches for them to stream. Again, this is also about building the audience for the streamers. The streamers get something out of doing this also.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Going into it, you're getting 5 matches that you're gonna be able to stream and hopefully have something to show your audience and talk about. But then the top 4, so you have a great chance, 4 out of 6, 2/3, 66% chance of moving on to a single elimination 4-man tournament to win your bracket. So out of that 6 people, you play a round robin. Then there's the 4-person single elimination tournament. The winner of that is going to win a free draft, courtesy of Hex Casters.
Right.
There'll be 2 pools doing that. The 2 pool champions who won the single elimination tournaments, who have each already won a free draft, they're then going to play a best of 3 to be declared the overall champion. And we have a special prize. I don't know if you've heard about this yet. I haven't really.
Can you talk about the special prize? I mean, it is pretty special.
I've got the message. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but
I kind of am, but kind of not, because I know what it is. But I mean, I kind of like to build it up with you.
I've got the screenshots to show that Corey himself has told me he's doing this. We just got to put it together through Will and get it worked out.
Right.
But the grand champion of our Hex Streamers tournament is going to get to play a game of Hex with Corey on their TCG stream. It'll promote the streamer. It'll promote our tournament, what we've been doing. It may even be able to be shoutcasted by me. We'll see. But I'm excited to be able to announce that the grand champion of our tournament is going to get to play a game with Corey himself on the TCG.
This is why I love it, man. Maleficent says Hypertrain, and I was like, man, this is why he is so good at his job. I mean, he talks about how it is that we're so good at explaining our movements and stuff and doing stuff inside of our streams, but let me tell you that I've met no one in the Hex community as excitable as Soldack, and it is just awesome to hear him talk through a game and go through exactly what's going on. I feel like sometimes he could say some things differently, but that's where he's going to get some of that some criticism, and we're going to work on stuff, and then we're going to become better together. I know that when I do my streams personally, like, I have a lot of quiet time when I'm doing mine. So, question in the chat here real quick is, in case of freezes, is there going to be a judgment of who may or may not win the match, or the coin flip? From Meat Chip.
There's two different things there, really, that Meat Chip's addressing. And as the tournament director, let me address them. One, we're just going to have a blanket policy. If there's a priority bug, if it hangs up, we just start the game over. And again, everyone's streaming, so if you doubt it, you're welcome to check your opponent's stream to see the priority bug. We all know what the priority bug looks like. Someone's clock is running, nobody has the priority button. Right. I mean, we know what it is.
Right.
I mean,
you click
again,
everything,
we're using
you hit the
people who've
space
been in
bar.
alpha for weeks. This isn't a situation where someone new is just getting in the alpha tonight. Oh, why can't I go? What's happening here? No, we're all experienced. I know all of these streamers now pretty personally, not personally, but from watching their streams. I've tried to be in everyone's stream for a few hours at this point. And then the second thing is that in a normal tournament, if you lose the first game, then you get to choose to go first or not in the second game. We just can't do that in Hex. It's going to be a random coin flip for all 3 games if it takes 3 games to decide the match. And I wish we could figure out a way to do it. But again, Hex is an alpha, we're in alpha, and we're just going to have to let the randomness of it,
Right, because if you passed your turn and gave your opponent the turn, they would get the card draw. So it's just not possible right now.
And there's not going to be a tie because of the clocks.
Right, I mean, and there's no sideboarding either, so those are going to be quick games.
I hope so. You can play whatever deck you choose to play in that match. You have to play all 3 games with that deck. Now, between rounds, before your next opponent, you can do whatever you want. But once you start the match with an opponent, you're going to have to play that deck 3 times. You can't change anything about the deck. So you go right in the next game as soon as the first game ends.
So speaking of that, that's going to segue us to the deck that I may or may not run tomorrow for my opponents that may or may not be watching. All right, so here's the deck that I ran a little while back. I really like the dwarves. I want to break the dwarves. I want the dwarves to be good. I understand they're not good, and unfortunately, I had to kind of pull this back a little bit. So the idea here was I wanted to deal with Fist, so I called this Fist Answers. Yeah. So how am I going to deal with Fist? Well, I'm going to Mesmerize him, I'm going to Dingler him, or I'm going to Chaos Key him. The Sapphire Charge was in there for the low-end creatures, for that early trash. We had the Terrabots in here because I have all the dwarves. Mimic I could mimic somebody's Fist and then like Dingler it after or something. Maybe that'd be a lot of resources I'd have to have in play. Research Librarian draws me cards. Depth draws me cards. Eternal
is this
Guardian.
What we're deck doctoring tonight? Are we going to
This is what we're deck doctoring tonight. So
I have some ideas already, but let's go ahead.
So what I turned out to be one of the biggest problems for this deck was I have tons and tons of spot removal, but I can't deal with anything that has Spell Shield. So because of that, I had to go into a new color, and I had to get rid of the dwarves. Yes, because there are better cards in the game right now. So let's go over to the deck that I actually just kind of fixed. All right, so Fist Answers fixed. So another problem was that this guy was working, and he was putting out 1/1 defenders like every time I wanted them, which is a big thing for dwarves. This is why dwarves are another reason why dwarves are not going to be able to play. I'm not going to be able to play them. But now he only puts out 1, and that's really not acceptable. So going over here to the fixed fist answers. I'm gonna, let's see, that's pretty small. We're gonna step this up a little bit here. So you're gonna see a very similar deck list right now to what John posted in his article. My curve looks wonderful. I really like the way this curve turned out. I'm running about 25 resources, I believe. Yeah, 25 resources, 11 blood, and 14 in the Sapphire. So we've got the Storm Colossus here to end the game, basically. The Mesmerize. Mesmerize was good, but I just didn't like that Fist was getting an attack in, and a lot of things were getting attacks in. And plus, it's a basic action. I really want to be instant speed, so Mesmerize just wasn't happening for me. Eldritch Dream is crazy good. Crazy good to me, and I love him as a blocker. I think he's going to be amazing. I'm going to gem him major socket. I think I'm going to gem. I might go 2-2. I might go 3-1, but I'm going to gem him with the one where he draws me cards every time he deals damage, and there's another one where my opponent discards cards every time he deals damage. So I'm thinking
only do the draw card.
I'm thinking about doing the discard because that will also deal with Fist. Even as a
well, you can't
because there's a lot. Okay, let's think about this.
On turn 5. Yeah.
Let's just think about this. Let's just think about this. What are some of the biggest? What are the top 3 cards that are the biggest problems right now? Life Siphon, Fist, and what was the other one?
In what color? What shard?
I think it was actually the other one's not in this tournament.
Wild Root Dancer.
Well, Wild Root Dancer is there. Gas Troll. Gas Troll is probably the other one. Gas Troll, Wild Root Dancer, you're going to see them as well. So, obviously,
Gas Troll in the tournament.
Right, we won't see Gas Troll because we banned him, but yeah. Obviously he's not going to get rid of, like, Wild Root Dancer, but, like, Fist and Life Siphon, kind of a big deal. I'm kind of troop heavy in this deck, and I want to be able to deal with some of those evasive creatures like I forget what the guy's name is, the one that is 3 green threshold and she can fly and has spell shield. A lot of people are playing her. I forget, but she was a problem. So Flock of Seagulls helps me deal with that, and then I've got the 2 extinction down here to deal with that specific threat. I really don't want to sweep my board out that much. That's why I'm only running the 2 extinction.
If I can interject for a moment.
Sure.
It's funny right there. You have Murder, Life Siphon, and Extinction up. You probably haven't had a chance yet to catch my Halloween special last night because I have actually got 5 videos loaded up now on Hex Casters' YouTube channel. But all I did for the Halloween special was take, I think, the 3 of the best cards in Blood, Murder, Life Siphon, and Extinction, and then just fill the deck with crap, with zombies, undead, witches, and believe it or not, as long as you have Murder, Life Siphon, and Extinction, you can win a game of Hex. Because that deck was not tuned at all, and it won a game. Just because of how powerful those 3 cards you're showing on the screen right now are. So almost anything you build around those 3 is going to have a great chance of winning.
Sure. And again, I want to draw lots and lots of cards with this deck. So I have the Oracle Song, the Archmage Wrenlocke. I went ahead and went just the one of because he's unique, and I didn't feel like he was that much better than running 4 Eldritch Dream. So he's kind of like a 5th Eldritch Dream, except that he keys off all these instants. Ancestor's Chosen. It's another one that I'm running in here. Of course, that's going to cantrip every time I draw those wonderful, wonderful specters. I've got the Dingler. This is fast becoming one of my personal favorite cards. The Polymorphic Dingler.
Great.
Very, very expensive
and
removal.
And a quick action, too.
But it's quick
action. It's quick action. Yeah, that's so good.
The craziest thing to do with this card is quick action somebody's like Fist. As it's attacking, it's still attacking, and then block it with Ancestor Chosen. That's got to feel like the worst.
Yes.
Surge Mechanism is going to get me some more resources, so that way I can cast my Storm Colossus or my huge Life Siphon to keep me in the game. Life Siphon, I don't plan on killing my opponent with as much as I want it to keep me in the game to counter other Life Siphons. I want to counter other Life Siphons with probably making them discard cards with this Eldritch Dream, and then just make sure I can stay in the game.
How are you building your resource base? You're doing 11 blood and 14 sapphire?
Right, because I'm actually not running that many blood cards to begin with.
You're not. You're really just splashing it.
Right, I'm just more or less splashing it in, so that should be pretty good. Another thing I've noticed is that Secret Laboratory is really good. However, if I draw enough cards, I would just rather just draw cards than draw and discard because I feel like I'm coming somewhat behind on the secret lab. So I took it down to 1. I had it at 2. I might go back up to 1. Beyond that, we've got the 4 Chaos Key. These are kind of obligatory at this point. I can play them early in the game. They work much better with the dwarves because that's an artifact that sits in play to help me cast other artifacts that do other things. But you know, it's going to be another, like, I need to get to 5 resources to really deal with things. The early game murder. This used to be an obligatory 4 of, but not so much with Fist in the rotation anymore. Atrophy is to deal with 1 threat and 1 threat only, and that's why I only have 1 of it in the deck, and that is for Inquisitor, and that's it. And I actually played against Inquisitor, and it was annoying enough for me to decide to play Atrophy, but
it's the cockroach of the game.
Right, I'm not
it's
really
hard to get rid of it.
Not really enjoying Atrophy either, so I'd like to get rid of it, but unfortunately I have to play with it. It's going to cantrip me, which is kind of nice as well. So that is, I think, what I'm going to run for this deck. Possibly. So we're going to go ahead and throw this into the client and play a couple of games and see how it goes. Unfortunately, we're going to lose. We're going to hear Soldack, but we're going to lose his picture. I do like seeing him, though. He's a very handsome man.
Yes, I work on that all the time.
So
I have a face made for radio.
Oh. All right, let's go ahead and make this back to a normal size so I can see it while I'm rebuilding this deck.
Let me talk a little bit about your champion selection. There's another way to go with this deck is to bring in the Sapphire champion that lets you draw a card at 6 instead of paying 2 life at 4. When life in your deck may be a commodity, have you considered putting in the champion that lets you draw the card for free at 6 resources?
Right,
kind of a later game choice.
Yeah, I could probably actually try him out tonight. We could do that as well. The thing is am I able to cast his ability more than once? Because that's like a big deal for me.
But you're not going to get to 12 resources probably anyway, are you? I mean,
True.
No, you could get to 12 resources with your ramp, but not 12 shards coming in to give you 12 charges. There's a difference in getting to 12 resources and getting to 12 charges because you're running the ramp artifact. The ramp artifact's great. It doesn't give you charges, though. So if you're getting to 12 resources, you've probably won the game anyway because you really want a long game with this deck.
Right. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm making it to at least turn 7, I'd say.
And is the blood version the 4 for draw a card and you lose 2 life? It does work multiple times. We've tested that.
Yes, this definitely works. There's only like 2 champions that work multiple times.
Yeah, leave it then.
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's going to have to be.
I'm worried about the life gain though. And the other thing that worries me about your deck, just at first blush, take it for what it's worth. I'm worried about how many double threshold.
I'm worried about that too, and it's going to be clunky to play for sure. Sure.
And there could be a game, heaven forbid it's a game 3 of a match, where you're sitting there with, you need a second Sapphire, you need a second Blood, you have a whole hand of Blood cards, and they all take 2 or something. I mean, that's you're setting yourself up for that opportunity. And a little bit of it is because we don't have all the cards in the alpha yet. We don't have the shard that you can pick, and it comes into play, and you can clean up your threshold that way. So, I mean, there's some stuff coming in future builds that I think will really help this kind of a deck that takes double. It's okay right now to play 2 colors if a lot of what you're playing is single threshold shard requirements. But a lot of what you have here, especially your power cards, are taking 2 Sapphire threshold, 2 Blood threshold. So it's a little troublesome. I hope, that I haven't jinxed you. I hope now that you're not going to be cussing my name next Friday, saying you've lost 3 or 4 matches, all because Soldack jinxed you on the threshold.
I could change it in between rounds. You gave me that option at least.
You can. Yeah,
I can do that. So I'm actually just dumping a lot of these dwarves out of here is what's happening right now.
Yeah, this is a little bit less of a dwarf control deck than I was expecting when you said we're going to play dwarf control tonight.
Right, yeah. Unfortunately, my stuff, I need to, maybe if I
Do we have any dwarves remaining at this point?
No, we don't. They're all gone. Unfortunately, I really wanted to play the dwarves, and it just... Yes. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the metagame right now. We're talking about putting a deck together so that way, what we expect to see is Fist. I expect to see Fist. I expect to see things I need to remove, that I need to answer.
I also see a lot of blood coming too. I mean, I think a lot of this, like I said, these 3 big blood bombs, I think they're going to be carpet bomb a lot of these tournament games.
Right.
I think we're going to see, basically, wild and blood should be the big theme of this
If you ever wanted to
first
see a
turn.
Magic tournament where there was no counter Magic, this is it. This is going to be it.
I've only found a couple of answers for Life Siphon, and they're in Diamond, and I don't expect to see a lot of Diamond. I mean, I don't expect to see a lot.
Well,
of
yeah,
Diamond.
if I start losing, that's when I start playing Diamond. That's when it's going to be all for the funsies. I'll start playing Inspire.
But if you want to consider the metagame, and this may be going forward even after your first round or two, if it looks like Life Siphon is the biggest card in Hex Alpha, the way many players, including myself, think it could be, then you've got to look at Diamond for a couple of cards. Immortality, they Life Siphon you, you quick action back, blocking the Life Siphon and going back to 10 life. There's also a card that prevents all damage. It's a three casting cost Diamond quick action. Those are two opportunities right there that deal with Life Siphon. But what's nice about them, if you wanted to try to build a deck around that, what's nice about it is it's answers a lot of threats. Anytime you're taking lethal damage from anything, you can use your Immortality. Anytime that you want to stop all damage to creatures and yourself, you can use those quick actions. So that's something to consider. If Life Siphon if 5 out of 6 decks in the pool have Life Siphon as their primary win condition, you may be able to make some noise building a meta deck just around some really strong Diamond stuff, or at least just splashing it in to get that ability. Imagine a blood control deck with Diamond splashed in for the anti-Life Siphon cards. It could win the whole thing, perhaps.
All right, I'm having a hard time seeing what's not in the deck right now, unfortunately, as we're trying to get the rest of this together. So I'm let's see, we got Storm Colossus, we got the Mesmerize. Yep, there's the Mesmerize. We got Eldritch Dream, which we're going to need to gem those before we start. Eldritch Dream, which is another one of my favorites. I'm glad I get to play that guy. Ancestor's Chosen, I know I already have 4 of those. Flock of Seagulls, Polymorphic Dingler, I know I have those. Surge Mechanism, I should have, 2 of those. I might go actually down 1 on the Surge Mechanism and up 1 on the Secret Lab, actually. Let's go ahead and do that.
I love Secret Lab. I almost run 3. The reason I run 3 of them is if you draw an extra Secret Lab you don't want, then you can actually discard it with another Secret Lab. Yeah,
I just hate throwing cards away. I hate it.
I know, but
Oracle Song I've got. Oh, that's what it is. I'm missing Oracle Song. Oracle Song. All right. And you got to be careful too, like how much card draw it is that you have in your deck, because then you're virtually playing with less cards, and you can't just draw cards the whole time. Your draw cards need to be good. Alright, so this seems pretty good, so let's go ahead and save. I saved it. I'm going to save it one more time just in case. We're going to try to get at least 1 game in here, maybe 2 with this deck.
Hey, Neo's on. You can always do that. It should be asleep right now, though. What time is it in the UK? It should be 4 a.m. and he's still playing Hex. This is how addicting this card game is going to be for thousands of people across the globe.
Imagine when we actually have champions and stuff. I'm telling you right now, the only thing that's bringing me back to play like what's it called, Hearthstone, is the fact that all the champions have levels, and so like I get pulled, I get sucked back in where I'm like, but I could gain some levels.
don't. I'm going to restrain myself. There may be children listening.
Oh man! So I have a new headset today, so that's pretty exciting for me.
You sound great to me, but I'm on Skype with you, so I don't know if it's coming through the stream that great. You sound crystal clear.
Yeah, I don't know how I sound to my stream either. I'll have to check that later. The CZE Data Dragon. I wonder if that guy's.
I don't think that actually plays. I think it just sits. I'm serious. I think it sits there and collects data by people challenging it, and I think it does some kind of program. I think honestly, I think it's literally collecting data.
So this is kind of funny. Candlekeep was the name of a Dungeons and Dragons thing in
module.
A module in it was originally an old module, and they brought it back during Gen Con, and I actually got to play portion of it doing D&D next. No one wants to play against me. Oh, they're unavailable. Everyone pairs up. It's just
everyone knows everyone knows about your stream. Nobody wants to be embarrassed as they get demolished by your power
by something
decks.
crazy.
Oh, Oh, so maybe Data Dragon is a real person. It just
Okay.
I have challenged Data Dragon maybe a dozen times the last week, and I've never gotten a game with Data Dragon. So I just assumed it just sat there and did nothing. But they may not want to play me. I'm glad someone in our chat says that in fact that is a person who's
Right.
probably their job is to collect data, and they call
So while we're
themselves a
sitting
Data
here,
Dragon.
if anybody else is a streamer or anything else, you can go ahead and plug your material in my channel. I have no problems with that.
Or if you want to
Fine.
get on right now and play us, we need an opponent.
Yeah, that would be nice too. Also, tomorrow Shaggy is going to be doing a 25-hour marathon of Hex play. There's Mythic Fishmom. Mythic Fishmom will probably get on. Yeah, I think he's already
in Pool
on.
B for the tournament. Yeah, he's in Pool B for the tournament.
Awesome.
Mythic.
So like going back to what I was just saying, tomorrow, make sure to support Shaggy. Get out there and at least watch his stream. I know we're all poor because we gave our money to Hex, but if you have some extra cash laying around, give it to the kids. I mean, tomorrow we got, he's going to do a 25-hour marathon. I wish I could do things like this. Unfortunately, I have children that I have to think about, and other things that are going on in the house. So I mean, I would like to do it. I'm going to actually get on for the tournament, obviously, around noonish tomorrow Central Time. But make sure to check out Shaggy's stream, and he's got like 3 or 4 other streamers which will also be doing this support for a children's hospital, I believe. And I believe you can actually send the money to a local children's hospital if you don't want to send it to the main one, I believe, or the one that he is, or in his area. Okay, we got a game. Woo!
And if I could jump in real quick about Shaggy's stream tomorrow, after our first round games of the tournament conclude, I'm going to be getting in the stream with Shaggy, and we're going to be discussing the day's action. I think that's going to be approximately 4 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time tomorrow. If you want to kind of pick a time to come into Shaggy's stream, shoot for 2 p.m. Pacific Time. I should be in there with Shaggy. We may even shoutcast some games, maybe even your game tomorrow morning. I would love to see you guys in there with us and supporting the charity cause of Shaggy. It really is terrific.
So starting out here, I went ahead and stayed on this. I've typically not liked staying on 2 resources in this deck. I'm running 25 resources. This happens all the time.
It's all you should expect, though, with 25 resources. If you mulligan this, you're in a lot of trouble.
Well, I had the Ancestors chosen, which is going to throw some cantrips into the deck. He obviously played his own. He's going to be doing some sort of Sapphire tempo deck, is what it looks like.
He may be running a mirror match. It may be a mirror match.
Yeah, he's obviously just watching my stream. He put his deck together just to mirror match me. That happens all the time. I can't even. So this is where Flock of Seagulls is going to do a lot of work actually right now in this deck.
Yeah, well, and I think my thought on mulligan, if you look at your hand and you see a plan of action, like I could do this on turn 1, this on turn 2, this or this on turn 3 or 4, I wouldn't mulligan a hand like that. You had a plan looking at what you could do. You could get out a Chaos Key or a Seagull on turn 2. You can hopefully get some draws like you have to get Ancestors chosen to get something out on turn on one of these turns. Additionally, I mean, I would look at that hand and say you're fine because you have a plan of action. It's when you look at a hand and you can have 3 resources, but the other cards are terrible. That's when you also have to consider mulligan. But here you've got off to a great start. You're going to be getting 2 additional tokens mixed into your deck. It's something really hard to do. Could you imagine trying to do a deck like this with a paper deck? You can't do it. It's one reason why Hex, the TCG, is digital only and lets you do things so much easier and better than a paper card game.
Right. I mean, it's just a different level of playing a card game for sure. Oh, there's that Buccaneer. It's gonna bounce one of my chosen.
Oh, that's right. I'm watching it through the stream, so I actually don't. I may talk about something you've already talked about because it just happened to me. Here comes the bouncer.
Right.
Every good club needs a bouncer, and our club has the Buccaneer.
Right. So I might actually play. I can actually play Flock and no, I cannot play Flock and Ancestors Chosen here. I really want. I can take the 2 damage, no problem. So I'm just going to go right back in with Ancestors Chosen, no problems.
Yeah, I like that play. I feel like that's the way to go. I think what you're doing here, again, is you're just filling your deck with those cantrip creatures. Now, one small thing to consider as a counterpoint to what you're doing, just to talk it through. while you're mixing those cards into your deck, you're making it harder on yourself to draw that 4th and 5th resource you're going to need for your deck to really get up and running. So maybe you hold back and just block for a while until you've got the 4th resource in your hand. But that's a small counterpoint. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out as something to talk about and think about.
It's definitely something to think about. It's something, especially when you're playing like Pack Raptor, it's one of those things where if I draw like a hand where it's like maybe 2 resources and I have a Pack Raptor and I have other plays, that's decent. But if I have just the Pack Raptor, I'm going to take a solid look at that because that's mixing a lot more Pack Raptors in, and I might not need to. I really need to draw a resource or something. It's a little bit less impactful with the Ancestors chosen, but not by too much.
Well, because, yeah, granted,
there
are cantrips, but you're using up your resource pool to get the cantrip effect. So if you need right now to drop a resource, here we go. You've got you're in great shape. If you need to
I didn't socket I didn't socket these guys. Otherwise that would have taken over the game. It really would have. So an Eldritch Dream right here versus this control deck would have taken it over because I would have either emptied his hand out or drawn lots of cards here. Yeah. So I think I actually will go 2 and 2. We'll fix that after this.
Well, you need to edit this part out when you put this up on YouTube.
Oh, no. I talk about all my play mistakes openly.
But it is a good lesson for everyone watching. We got a big audience in the stream, and more people are going to watch you when you upload your video. Remember to socket your cards. Right. I wouldn't even be surprised that when the game goes into beta, there isn't some kind of catch-all mechanism that sees, you have socketed cards with no gems in them, and it kind of reminds you or gives you an opportunity to warn you you're saving a deck with unsocketed gems or something. We're in an alpha build, and something like that would be very easy to implement, I expect. I'm not the computer programmer you are, but I think that would probably be a great suggestion for someone to put in the forums.
Right, yeah, I mean, that would be a nice catch-all in there. For sure.
Another catch-all they need is have you chosen a champion. I can't tell you how many decks I've seen where they've completely forgotten to pick a champion to play with.
I have seen that as well. So
that Paladin gets more play than anybody.
So I kind of want to just keep stalling his board state out, and so playing this Flock seems decent. The Chaos Key is not going to draw me a card, unfortunately. So it doesn't count as a spell. But we're just kind of setting up our board state. We're just kind of stalling him out right now. He won't be able to sweep us because he's mono Sapphire is what it looks like. So no problems there. No real reason to swing in here. Kids are starting to lose it. Hopefully we'll get a game 2 here. But, we'll see.
Well, it's been a great stream already. I've really enjoyed being in here with you. And I think your deck tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun to watch. I think you've given people a lot of things to look at. If they want to come back and catch your game tomorrow morning, I think it's going to be worth their time. And I'm real excited to see how well you do in the tournament.
I'm excited, too, as well. I mean, obviously winning is good, but you can only do so much. So the blocks here is obviously we're going to block off one of these guys. So he's getting a little offensive with me. So a sweep here could also be bad, but he's actually got card advantage, so I probably wouldn't sweep here if I drew one. Oh, he's going to Dingler my Archmage. Okay, well that seems pretty respectable. I respect that.
It's funny watching it on your Twitch and then hearing you on Skype. It's like you're predicting the future because you say things that haven't even I haven't even seen yet. What Dingler? Where's the Dingler? Oh. It's funny. It's a funny way to watch Hex. It's like the mind reader ESP guy you are. I think you have superpowers.
Oh, that'll
kids
lock
think
up
I
the
have
board state for
superpowers.
me.
They're always talking about me being a superhero.
He does not have
My kids think I have superpowers.
No, we don't. He's insane.
Yes.
Whoa. Insane in the membrane.
Yeah. That was my 14-year-old.
That's the one that fixed your thing, huh?
Yeah,
so actually, I'm going to play an Eldritch Dream and get a little offensive here. Just in return.
Well, the Eldritch Dream puts him on a clock.
It does put him on a clock.
Well, he can get rid of it.
He can still Dingler. I mean, he's got 4 cards in hand. Yeah, there's a lot of things he can do.
There's a lot of things. I keep thinking it has Spell Shield for some reason. With Spell Shield, that would be unbeatable.
Yeah,
I mean, it would just be
I
sick.
knew it.
Yes, Enigma Engine. Sorry about that. I forgot to say it either. We were putting the deck together really quick, and I didn't say it either. So, again, it's something they need to add in, and easy to add in. every time you try to save a deck, it'll give you a warning pop up. You're saving a deck without gems. You have unsocketed cards or something.
Right.
Easy to fix.
So let's see if he swings in here. I don't think he does. Because it's for the trade Z's at this point. Which I will definitely trade Z's. Because there's no reason for me to swing my Spectre up. Oh, he's got his own. And he will also draw cards, I'm guessing. His is gemmed properly. Mine is not. So I'm going to lose to not gemming my thing properly.
So you've got a kid in the background very upset about the gem situation.
I know. He knows about the gems. Luckily, I can Dingler that guy.
I couldn't see from here. What gem is he running in his?
He's running the card drawing.
Okay.
A little bit of the card drawing there, but we're gonna we're
gonna cantrip it up.
No. We're gonna Dingler him because we don't want him to draw cards at all. I'd rather do that first. Because this Spectre doesn't do anything for me in this board state because if I attack in, it's just trade Z's anyways. So I could have done that during his turn. I think I'd just rather do it now.
Yeah,
swinging on in.
It'd be really gutsy. You'd have to, you would have to definitely. If you use your Spectre, you'd have to top deck this. So.
My son's pretty excited about the Octonauts. Oh yeah, I didn't use my charge power either, so I'm not even watching.
Did you?
So tomorrow I probably won't talk at all, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah, and I've also thrown out the idea that especially with programs like XSplit, you can even I think block your hand while you're streaming, so your other people couldn't see. And not that I expect anyone to be cheating, to be honest. The streamers that have been kind of volunteered to do this, or people that I've gotten, like I said, I've been watching. They all seem really respectable, upstanding guys. But you may want to block. You may want to consider blocking your hand if anyone ever thinks that becomes an issue.
That got kind of loud. I think I might need to turn down the client again.
Oh, I'm loud. I'm sorry.
No, not you. The client. The client got loud.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Oh, he
mesmerized.
I've
got it muted.
Mesmerized my Dreamer, which seems like a pretty good play there. So we're just at a stale board state here, which is kind of not bad for me because I have.
That's what your deck wants to do, I think.
I think it really is.
Because you're going to be able to have more,
I can't do the card draw because I don't have 2 blood resources, which I need. 2 bloods.
That's why it was not lighting up.
Yeah,
okay,
that's why it didn't light up. Otherwise, I'd see it blazing down there, and I would be like, clicky, 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 like a cat. All right, so Spectre for the cantrippage. I'm still in a really good position with the double cantripping. Here, he hasn't started cantripping again. Oh, there's a.
You kind of wouldn't mind a resource, to be honest. It wouldn't be terrible.
That wasn't too bad.
Well,
the surge mechanism's going to start getting crazy. Wow. They're all clumped together. They're all friends, all hanging out together. Hi guys. So I'm gonna play out my
ready to serve. Ready to serve.
I think I'm gonna play out my surge mechanism here. And I could.
Again, you have to be really old to catch that reference. The original Warcraft game. Believe it or not, there was a game before World of Warcraft called Warcraft.
Just Warcraft.
We built little farms and made little armies and marched them across each other, and we connected our computers with landlines to play. Ah, the good old days.
Candle Keep. So I would have gotten an extra card draw, which would have been nice. Yeah, he's also locking up his board state. The thing is, he doesn't have sweep. He should know at least I have some sort of sweep in the deck.
Well, you may also want to consider, once you get your extinction and you have your second blood, you need 4 for the extinction. For the second blood, you'll have 7. Hold back a 3 drop, or even hold back 3 of those little flyer guys cantrips. Extinction, and then drop 3 of those into play. That would be powerful
for sure.
play.
Yeah, for sure.
But you kind of right now got to dig. You need to be digging for your Sapphire. I'm sorry, your blood and your extinction.
Right. Oh, there it is. Draw a card.
So I can't see it. You say there it is, and all I'm looking at is an ancestral. All right, great. Hit the charge power. Yep.
Yeah. I can do this. I can do this during my opponent's turn, which
Wait.
is it's
Yeah,
not bugged
do that.
anymore. The surge mechanism, so that'll happen on his end step. Secret lab. I might as well secret lab here.
Yep, I would do it now because you don't want to pull something that you would wish you could have casted. Oh, I should have cast that.
So we're gonna throw that away, and then we can play that in the next phase. There, that atrophy will be good for one of his flocks, I think. If I swing in, he's got blockers for all my stuff, so there's no real good. I mean, I'll make
Does
it.
he,
I'll
though?
force a trade. I'll force a trade, I guess.
I would hold back another turn to be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't think it really
I would
is.
wait. I would use your chaos key when you're, and then go across. If you hadn't come down with anything bigger, but we'll see. Let's see what happens next turn. I would hold back, but it's up to you. It's your game.
Well, I would, yeah, because like with the other thing is he obviously has what's it called? The one that's going to buff all his flyers and make them bigger, and I really don't want to deal with that. Really don't want to deal with that. Okay, I don't have a good answer. Oh, actually, I do have I have a chaos key for that Eldritch Dream.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mythic Fish Mom very likely going to be my deck tomorrow, but don't be surprised if I come down with Fist tomorrow or something crazy.
It'll be interesting. What would be fun with the only 6-player pool is if everybody decides to go against Fist and no one plays Fist.
Right, for sure. Well,
If
there's
you're the
another
only Fist
chosen.
deck, when everyone else is playing anti-Fist, you're going to have a hard tournament.
So I really want to deal with this Eldritch Dream right now, so Chaos Key's got to happen.
Well, use your secret lab first.
Yeah, I don't want to discard anything.
I don't think that atrophy's that strong. Is it a cantrip? I think it's
It does
a
cantrip.
though.
It cantrips.
Yeah.
I can
I don't
dump a
think you need the
I can
Ancestor's
dump
Chosen.
seagulls with it. So I'm gonna actually void. I'm gonna void this guy. I have to do it during basic action speed, so. I think I'd rather Surge Mechanism here actually.
I really
I actually
feel like you
forgot
need
to
the
during his
Ancestor's
land
Chosen.
stuff. I think I'm gonna play it
feel like you-
anyways.
I feel like you could secret lab, and then if you don't like what you draw, you know.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
You need to look at all your options.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get rid of that chosen there. Play a Spectre. What's going on, Elliot? You want to do lullabies
There's one
on
of your
tablet?
3 musketeers. There's Elliot. Is he the ringleader?
He
Or who's
is
the
the
oldest?
ringleader. He is the
Elliot?
oldest.
Mhm.
That is Elliot.
Oh, look at that beautiful unsocketed card.
I know. Still no attacks really. I guess I could have.
Wait. I would bring everything across right now. Everything. I wouldn't even leave a blocker back. 2, 4, 5. Yep, I'd go across with everything. You have the numbers for it.
There's a
Did you?
Storm
No, you
Colossus.
skipped
That's going to be
I'm
a problem.
behind you.
Now
I
I
keep
need to
forgetting I'm behind
extinction.
you.
Now I need to draw that extinction. So now it's more important than ever that I can trip and yeah. Of course, if he swings with it, then I just swing in response.
And you have blocker. Don't you have a flock of seagulls for it?
I have a Flock of Seagulls. Yeah, actually, you know, I do have Flock. So we're still at board state lock.
Well, hold on. I think you may be able to.
I have
mean,
my Eldritch Dream, which is coming down here anyways.
And your 3/3 is mesmerized, right? Are you running Buccaneer? I didn't see any bucks in
No,
this.
I don't run Buccaneer.
Okay, whoa, don't put that in play. Quit it. What are you doing? Use your charge power. But you should have held that for your secret laboratory. I'm behind you by like 5 seconds. I react too late to things. You already.
I
done
need
it
to have
before
the
I can stop you.
resources. I need to have the resources anyways for I have a game-ending whatever you call it life siphon. So
Yeah. Throw away the 2/2 flyer. Yeah, throw that
let's go
away.
ahead and throw that. Let's go ahead and draw. There's an Oracle song. Some more card drawing. I really don't need to atrophy his guys.
I would get the 3/3 into play because it's unblockable. I really would. If it's not too late.
If I draw extinction though here, it's going to be huge. I'm just trying to get to that extinction. Although, not a good chance of that right now. I'm playing a lot of dudes. Oh, there's my Storm Colossus, which I won't play. Look at that. So many dudes. Alright, so I think I have to go attack phase now. It's just so much. Holy cow, that's a lot of dudes. So this did exactly what I wanted to do, which is draw lots of cards.
Yeah, I love what your deck's doing. I love it. It's beautiful. What an army of flyers. We haven't seen an army of flyers like this since the Wizard of Oz. You like that one? Thank you.
Do I want to wait a turn? He can kill 3 of them. Oh, he just surrendered. Okay, well. There you go. There you have it. You just demoralize your opponent, build up a board state, don't do any damage, and you win. There you go. All right, let's socket these guys now. So we're gonna go half and half, halvesies. We're gonna socket. Actually, you know what? I will go 3 and 1 because I'm running low blood sockets. So let's see, where is it? Oh, is it not in the game? Oh, it's not in the game anyway, so I can't even play the blood one.
Which one were you looking for?
The blood one where it makes them discard. They only have 2. They've got the rage one, and then when this troop enters play, it does.
I really like the draw one better. I mean, I really do. I know it's nice to say discard, but
oh, you know what?
You're more consistently
going
to get an advantage out of drawing.
Where is it?
Is it not this Prime Sapphire Mine? What does that do?
Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, that's the one. So you have to do it. So currently, it's probably going to be a lot slicker in the new expand. You know, when it gets fully realized as far as the client. But right now, you have to do this: hit X, go to your next dude, and then socket him. So there'll probably be a way to do it easier.
Let me jump in with a question from our chat. What are you using to create the chat window that's transparent in the middle of your screen?
So what that is actually I had to get Firefox, and that's Technify. It's one of my. It's actually, if you guys haven't checked out Technify, he also runs a stream. Technify, I am running a basically it's what do you call it?
A plugin?
It's not really a plugin. I basically just did a screen region capture on my Twitch, and I have 2 screens, so it's screen region. I can see it on my left screen here, and then I made it so the background is transparent. So actually this is green when I look at it over here, but over there it's transparent on the Hex client. So.
But let me make my final argument about the difference in these gems. I feel like you're always going to want to draw a card, and there's times when you're not going to care if he discards or not. I think the card drawing advantage is much more consistent to create winning conditions over time than hoping that I may get a life siphon once in 5 games using the discard.
Right. So
that's just my perspective.
So on the other side of that, I would say that sometimes it's better. So there was a card in Magic. It said you could draw 2 cards, or you could make your opponent discard 2 cards. And depending on the game state, would depend on what you were doing. But a lot of times, if you're sitting on 3 cards and you have that in your hand, and your opponent's sitting on 2, you make them discard, because then they have no options at that point in their top deck mode. I mean, it depends on the game state and the board state. But if you have like a threat on board and you've already swept the field, and they have two cards in hand, yeah, you make them discard. So that just puts them.
Is it a choice with the gem, or is it?
No, it's not a choice. Not a choice. It's they get to choose. Yes, they get to choose a card. But if they only have,
that's even weaker to me. That's even weaker. I would run the drawing power. But again, this is why this game is so great. You could be right. I could be wrong. I could be right. You could be wrong. Who knows?
It's very situational. You're right. I mean, depending on how many cards are in your opponent's hands is going to be the actual. This is one of the bug champions. The actual what is going to happen there. This will be my last game for tonight, unfortunately. Ooh, yeah. I think I keep this actually. So I've got the extinction. So if he can't kill me by turn 4, I should be able to stabilize the game.
So let me tell you, the key card here is the Oracle Song. The only reason I would keep this hand is because you know you're going to be drawing on turn 3 a couple more cards. If I didn't have the Oracle Song here, I wouldn't keep this.
Yeah, the extinction. I mean, I'm going to draw cards every turn. So, I mean, I like how much land I have. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Sapphire resource in case. Just out of that's just I think is good. Right now, there's nothing to like pull that resource out of my hand. Like what do you call it? That
Discard.
card in Magic. Well, there's nothing that specifically could target that in Magic right now. There's the big one that costs what, $60. They just re-released it. I forget what it's called. It basically you pay 2 life, you make your opponent discard, and you get to pick, and it's anything, even resources. Thoughtseize. Yeah, so there's no Thoughtseize in the game, but if there was, that would be a reason to play the Sapphire shard first. Is it non-land? I thought it was land. I thought it was you could do lands with Thoughtseize.
Land would just be broken. I mean, because Magic's even worse than Hex when it comes to needing your mana base.
So it looks like he might be playing some sort of Inspire deck. He's playing Gazog. Unfortunately, this champion is bugged, so he's only going to get him to use his power once. Okay, so here it looks like this might be a... Oh, no, okay, good. No priority bug. And nothing to do on this turn, so we'll pass. Battle Pope. I really like the Inspire mechanic. I hope that eventually it becomes like a bigger thing. Paladin incoming. Yeah, most likely. Oh, I guess not. He didn't have the double resource. He's actually in blood here, which is interesting. So it looks like he might be playing the life gainy, the blood sapphire or the blood diamond life gainy deck, which
I think it's a
so
strong
much
deck.
about.
Yeah, it can be nasty.
So we're gonna go ahead and draw cards here.
Oh look, I'm in chat, but not really. I'm letting Weber use my account while I'm shoutcasting all weekend. There's no point in... I'm not going to play any while I'm doing all the shoutcasting this weekend, so I told Weber he could get on and try the alpha out. He's so good for the community. If y'all don't know D. Weber, he makes all the little bots and things you see in a lot of these streams. Great guy, really helpful, and I thought I could reward him and let him play some alpha this weekend. Sounds like a great reward, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love that guy. He actually created the bot that's in here. So if you hit an exclamation point and then a card name, it will actually, like if you said exclamation point, is it space and then Eldritch? So if you did that, then it'll tell you all the text in my chat, which is pretty freaking awesome. So he's running Pact of Pain. There may not be a whole lot of good targets for all this spot removal that I have in the deck, so this might actually be a bad matchup for me.
No, I think your Extinction is going to give you a lot of power in this matchup. I really do. I think he's going to be trying to bring out... I think he's bringing out, because he's, again, playing the 1/1 life-gaining creature. He's going to bring out a lot of weenies, a lot of creatures going to come rolling across, and I think your Extinction is going to walk right into an Extinction. I really do think... I think you're in good shape. You just got to get to your winning conditions, and you're doing that. He's putting no pressure on you at all. I love this matchup for you. I think I would almost say you're an 80% favorite right now.
Right.
I would really think so.
So I really don't like having to play the Eldritch Dream there, but I have nothing else to play right now.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a very good chance. Yeah, he'd still probably murder in response because he really has to here.
But in a way, though, he burns a whole turn doing that too, though. So it's not like a complete waste for you to play something like that.
So I'm dropping resources every turn, which is really what Control wants to do. Control really wants to build up its resource base until it is that, like, it just gets out of control. And you can just cast all your cards that you're drawing, and you're drawing all these cards. It's just a great feeling. Inner Conflict seems like a pretty good play there. Take my 1 damage from this Scrivener. Scrivener's going to get right in there. He'll probably draw some cards off his Pact of Pain. So I might just mesmerize his guy.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. He's got to have some plays coming up. He's got to have something. I'm shocked that he had to. No, I'm not shocked. He had to do something immediately to stop your 3/3. So I would wait. You can take 1 point of damage for 10, 11, 12 turns, and then think about maybe I need to mesmerize that guy. You're definitely drawing your resources, though. You're fine on shards.
Right, yeah.
This is when you wish you could get a secret lab out and start
throwing stuff, pitching stuff.
Those, yeah, pitching stuff. Your hand is dirty of resources, and you need to clean it up.
Right. It's amazing. I'm running a lot more creatures in this deck, or a lot more troops in this deck than a typical control, and I'm not seeing a lot of them right now.
I know, but you have to be patient, though. You know that. I mean, you just have to sit back and
it's control.
settle in, get a beverage, get a snack.
I got my, not
have
right.
a little video on in the background on TV to watch something or do something, but you just sit back, relax, and know you're going to win the game. I mean, commit 20 minutes of your life.
He didn't even swing. Wow, he must have missed a turn. I should ask him. Missed a turn? Yeah, he missed his swing.
Well, one thing I've noticed too with the priority bar the way it is that I have often myself even accidentally clicked one time too many and found myself a phase past where I want to be.
Right.
That's not very hard to do. And then if he was, especially because I've even noticed it's great to be in the habit of waiting to your second main phase to cast something.
Right.
But there have been times when I know the opponent can't do anything. The resource pool's empty. All their stuff is exhausted. There's been times when I've gone ahead on purpose and cast in the first main phase just so I wouldn't accidentally click one time too many.
I can see that.
This UI is being improved. It'll be improved. It'll get better.
Ooh, there's
better stoppages.
Dingler to the face on this guy. There's His Majesty King Gabriel.
Yeah, now
actually, I might just wait an extinction. Let's see. What does this do? Prevent all damage.
He's still got 5 cards in his hand.
He does have 5 cards.
You want to wait.
What am I dingling?
Dingler those guys. Get a couple more guys out of his hand, and then run the extinction. I mean, that's what I would do. But again, it's your play.
That's a lot of damage
I'm not scared.
on the table.
Yeah, but I'm not scared to take a little damage. Even though he could be playing he's obviously playing Life Siphon those. You can't get too far down.
Right.
Actually, Extinction's not a bad play right now.
I don't think
even though
it's a bad
he has 5
play.
cards in his hand.
Because he hasn't been playing anything.
Well, unfortunately for you, he's most likely getting to his big beasts he's got in his hands. He's got the big drops coming, and this is just the first. This is just the tip of the iceberg of the pain he's bringing you. Sorry, I just can't stop shoutcasting.
It's good though. I like it. Gets me a little turned on.
I'm trying to be restrained tonight. This is your stream, your show. I'm just along as a guest.
Good.
Plus, I'm 5 seconds behind everything you're doing, so it's hard to shoutcast when you're talking about something I haven't seen what you're talking about yet. It's a little awkward to shoutcast.
And no one else is though, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, nice Dingler there. Now I definitely would not extinction. I would definitely wait a turn. That bought you a turn. You can give up 4 life, I think. 6 times 2 is 12. Yeah. You need to get to your life. You need to get your life siphon soon. Oh, you have a murder. That's even better. Yeah, use that murder. Let's not even go to
the extinction just yet.
Spots.
Yeah, we'll see if he casts some more stuff.
You got to stay above 14, because obviously you can go life siphon right now if he gets a resource and kill you. So you need to stay above 14 if you can.
Battle Pope. Pope's battling me right now. Yep, that's not good.
I think Oblivion brings up at some point. You do have a lot of spot removal in your hand, so sometimes you can extinction earlier than you would normally do it because you have so much spot removal behind it, backing it up.
Yep, there's that Life Siphon that we love. We love you, Life Siphon. He only did it for 4, though. I guess he's expecting to get damage in here. He comes in with just King Gabriel for some reason. I'm trying to figure out what the tactic is. Why not come in with Scrivener too? Probably wants to play another... Nope, I guess not. So... Let's draw a card here. That is not what I want to see.
Yeah, settle in on this game. You're going to be here for a while. You've got a nice... There's not much getting through to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, we got this one, Scrivener.
You got to hurry though. You got to find some life gain yourself. You're about to get... You're about to get life siphoned out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even take the 1. You got to stop the 1 even, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll probably end up Dinglering it.
Yeah, you got to. You can't even take 1 point of damage right now. You take a point, he drops a resource, life siphons you. GG. Well played. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you. Yep. He would well, he's dropping more, but that's what I meant about it. If he's holding another life siphon,
Yeah.
game would be over. If you hold back too much.
There's a totem. He may not have the life siphon.
He clearly doesn't. Or I think he would have attacked and tried to win right there. I think after he accidentally skipped his phase before, it looks like he's doing all of his casting in the first main phase.
Yeah. So, I think
He does not have an extinction right now. I mean, he's not trying to draw it out anyway.
Yeah, let's go ahead and Dingler that guy and just prevent it.
Yeah, you can't take a point here. You just can't. You're gonna have to extinction on your turn, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna extinction those Dinglers. It's unfortunate, but
I know, but you just can't get. You can't get to 8.
I need to draw my
he's
life
sitting.
siphon here. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, you desperately need that. You need a secret laboratory could help you get there. An oracle song. You need something to start getting through your deck. Otherwise, he's gonna have the answers he needs probably.
There's a chaos key, so we have to extinction here.
Have to.
Yep. So we'll play another resource. Seeing lots of resources, that's for sure. Throw my chaos key out there, just as a threat. I might actually. I wonder if I should chaos key as Pact of Pain. I probably won't.
It would be a great play if you did, to be honest. I think that right now y'all are kind of getting into a top deck race because you've got a couple of answers for whatever he's got in his hand. You don't have the luxury, though, of the life you need to get into a long race if he's getting 2 cards per turn. He has
Right.
the life to spend. I would definitely get rid of that Pack of Pain as soon as you can.
Yeah. I think I just drew into that chaos key, too.
Honestly, though, your situation's looking pretty bleak right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now.
You just kept drawing your spot removal. The only thing you didn't need to do is to draw spot removal, and you drew all of it. I mean, you're like a bottle of Clorox bleach.
It's like Mr. Clean up in here. Well, that's actually... He's got me dead to rights now, if he has it.
No, it's bleak because he's going to be drawing through his deck, digging for a life
Yeah,
siphon.
he's
and game's
digging
over.
for it.
Yeah, as soon as he gets his life siphon, it's over on the next turn. That's bleak. I mean, when he's drawing 3, 4, 5 cards a turn, that's bleak. When all he needs is one answer to win the game.
We gotta say no to that thing. Alright, we're gonna just say no to that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not drawing cards here.
Yeah,
So
you're
this can
drawing
happen
terrible.
sometimes when you're playing control. Sometimes you don't draw your cards that help you burn through the deck. I mean, it just happens sometimes like this. And so,
Yeah.
not really my game right now. I'm just waiting for him to life siphon me, which could happen, which should happen here actually, very likely.
Yeah, he may have drawn it and all that
8
card
cards.
drawing. He was just doing it. Mm-hmm.
8 cards in hand, 7. If he doesn't have it here, I mean, it'd be pretty crazy if he doesn't have it. He apparently doesn't have it, and he isn't casting any creatures either, which is also interesting to me.
I have no idea what's happening in his hand right now.
I would
There's
like
no
to-
possible way he drew 7 cards without something to put on the board or to win the game with. That if he did, that's just one of the most amazingly bad draws.
So at this point, I'm actually going to just hold on to cards in my hands because there's no reason for me to even play a resource at 10 resources now. I could draw another card. I mean, I guess he's got me dead to rights anyway, so I could.
You might as well. Yeah, you might as well. Don't even worry about your life total now. I would go ahead and go for another charge power and draw an extra card.
Draw
with
an
it.
extra card.
I don't think he even has a small creature. If he
Has
has a
he
small
even used
creature,
his
even
charge
that would come
power?
out.
I don't even know if he's used his charge power. Well, we're both in top deck mode, and yeah, I guess I might as well. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, keying his pack saved your life. I mean,
Well,
you
for
may
now.
not win the game still, but
I still want to know what's in his hand. He must have like all resources or something.
this is one thing that's going to be really fun about our streamers tournament, because right now we'd be able to go to his stream, see what he's doing. When I'm shoutcasting the game, I could actually pull it up, show it to you, and that's going to be a lot of fun, I think, to see what both sides of these great decks are doing.
Oh, there's a Scrivener. Okay.
So now you're on a 9-turn clock, but you have the spot removal for it. Now I
Right.
wouldn't use it, though. Now you're dead to a life siphon anyway.
Oh,
There's
there
no
we
point.
go. That helps. So I'm actually gonna play this stuff now. I'm gonna play my Dingler now to draw a card. Murder in response. So I should still get the trigger and get to draw a card.
Yes. I think it's already on the stack.
Yeah,
And you
it's
may-
already on the stack. So that's pretty
And
good
one
draw.
thing you may have considered, this is just something to throw out, is you might have actually mesmerized it, so then you would be able to use the Dingler in response just to get another card draw. Because I don't think right now that spot removal is going to win or lose this game for you. You've got to get to your life siphon as fast as you can get to it.
Flock.
But this guy's great for you, though. This guy's great.
Might as well play a flock. Why not?
Lazenby likes your baby soundtrack of a baby crying in the background.
I know.
That's
He's
funny.
crying. He's crying about this game, really. I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, hopefully things will be a little bit calmer tomorrow. It's 9:25 here. This game is definitely going a lot longer. I typically like to end my streams around 9 o'clock. So this is definitely the last game of the night. So this is kind of somewhat epic, I guess.
I'm enjoying it. I mean, this is a great... And again, it's something you have to be ready for tomorrow if you're going to run this deck. I like your deck. I do. I mean, you have a lot of answers for Fist, and that's probably the biggest thing you need to be able to do is answer a Fist. What your deck doesn't do well against, as you're seeing here, is how are you going to answer your opponent's life siphon if you don't yourself draw a life siphon?
Right.
I mean, it's again why I would, if I was in this streamers tournament, I would myself be toying with how can I splash some diamond into something powerful to let me run some answers to life siphon, because I think life siphon is going to be the #1 card played in the tournament. So
Right.
that's what I'm expecting, at least.
For sure. I mean, there's some problems because Life Siphon doesn't really affect the board state as we see. It was kind of a throwaway card for him at this point. That Eldritch Dream.
But without counter magic. But without any,
Right, without
standard
counter
ways to
magic, it can
stop
go nuts and
It's
win you a
super
game
powerful.
outright. Oh, sure, it's
Yeah.
super powerful.
And
But
you
if
can play it with such confidence. I mean, the hard part of playing a card like Life Siphon in a normal TCG environment is you never feel super comfortable playing it unless your opponent's like, tapped out, has no resources in their pool, no cards in hand, something like that. But in this environment, they can have anything they want to have, and unless they're running diamond, they're not going to have an answer for it.
right, there's no counter. Yep. Chaos Key. Okay.
And who plays diamond, right?
Right. Right now, yeah.
Oh, a chaos key. That actually could help you.
I'm gonna mesmerize this guy. So I have an answer if he plays another Pact of Pain.
Stop gaining charges?
No,
thought
I'm
you
at
would've
14. It's every 4, so I get one at 16.
Okay. I see.
16
It's just that-
resources. I have
I
2
understand.
charges. The charge is the red number next to my health here, if anyone was wondering.
Yeah, I just thought it wasn't going up. But no, in chat, Magnificent brings up an excellent point. You know, those diamond escalation decks, I think, especially if they're great counters to Life Siphon. If Life Siphon's going to be dominant in the meta for Pool A, I think in Pool B, you could next week, Pool B is a week later in our tournament, I think you could see some of those diamond escalation decks come into play.
Right, for sure. Well, there's my favorite guy, so we're going to go ahead and mesmerize this guy. play our Chosen, which will probably get killed right away. So Oblivion says, I think, he disagrees with you, says, I think that those are perfectly valued, only fools think them to be unplayable.
What's unplayable?
He's talking about the Diamond Escalation deck. Yeah.
No, Magnificent said they're underrated, meaning that they're really better than people think they are.
Right.
I think you misread that, Oblivion. Read that again.
So you should answer my Ancestor's Chosen at some point here if he's got another kill. Yep. Yeah, you can't let him start throwing stuff in my deck. It's just like a cantrip to doom, as we saw in the last match. Although I can't have too many more resources in the deck. I mean, I've played 14 out of 25, so I have 11 more resources in the deck.
And actually, if you put any, I haven't noticed, if you put any tokens into your deck from Ancestrals?
No, I haven't yet, because I know the only creature I played originally was the Eldritch Dream. Or no, it wasn't. Was it? Yeah, it was Eldritch Dream right at the beginning, and he took care of that quick, fast, in a hurry. This is so bad. I hate playing this card right now. I hate it, but I have to because I need to draw cards. I don't think I want to Chaos Key this guy. I'm going to wait. I will wait.
Yeah, I don't think 1 damage for a turn or two. Again, you're one life siphon away at this point anyway.
Yeah,
life siphon. It doesn't matter. You have a little resource you can give away. Health, I mean. You're definitely walking the fine line, and I'm having a hard time seeing a victory way for you right now, unless you just get on a complete tear of top decks. You top deck an Oracle Song.
If I play a Life Siphon here, that's going to change the whole face of this game. If I top deck a Life Siphon,
I really think you need to top deck an Oracle Song, and then get into a thing where you draw a couple of Life Siphons. You use one now to keep yourself alive, and then one on the next turn to beat him.
Storm Colossus might do it, because he's all. Yeah, this might do it. He can't target him.
Right, he's gonna have to win this turn. And actually, if I was you, I would go ahead and use your Chaos Key. I really would. Take out one of the 1/1s. I mean, just do everything you can to make sure you survive another turn.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want him to play. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it because I can block just fine, no problems. I can block at this point. If I was gonna play it, I might play it in the next week, but. Right now I have him on a, was it a 4-turn clock, and he's got me on a 5-turn clock. So this is kind of epic. Extinction, that's pretty good top decks. It's my only Storm Colossus in the deck, by the way.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
So definitely good that I didn't Chaos Key there. He has 3 cards in hand. Oh, I guess those guys are going to deal me some damage on the way out, right? Yeah. Oh, no, he just gains health. Okay. Gaining some more health. Getting out of range. Demolisher is going to help him out. Sure. Now he's got all spells, so this is definitely a much worse game for me. I can Chaos Key him if I really... I'll give myself a turn. Yeah. I just didn't go nuts this time. This didn't happen for me. There's an Eldritch Dream. That kind of helps.
Well, while we're wrapping up, is this a good time for me to plug my channel?
Yeah, go ahead and plug all your stuff while we're wrapping up here. It's probably pretty close to being done here.
Well, there's the link if you're in our chat, but he's probably going to be able to put up when he puts the video up, my link as well. But go to YouTube. My channel is Hex Casters, and what we do is every weekday we upload a new shoutcasted video profile on a great game of Hex. We have the best players playing the best decks and the most intense action, and we'd love to have you guys subscribe, like our videos. If you yourself out there is at all considering doing shoutcasting, send us an audition video. I'm looking to add people in all the regions. We'd love to have more shoutcasters get involved in what we're doing at our YouTube channel. We don't stream ourselves. We don't cast our own games. What we do is give you a little bit of analysis, a little bit of education, and a lot of excitement as some of these great players battle it out in the Hex TCG, and especially I want you guys to tune in for our first Alpha Streamers Tournament of Streamers. It starts tomorrow. It gets kicked off. We have 6 players in Pool A, 6 players in Pool B. The 6 players in Pool A start tomorrow. The times are posted in the forums. Go down. You have to go to the fan site sub-forum. Anything you post anywhere else about anything players are doing gets sent to the fan site sub-forum. So make sure and start checking that one out. But we'd love to have you guys watching these streamers during the tournament. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be in the stream with Shaggy on Shaggy TV. And we will be looking for kind of analysis of the first round of the tournament and the reasons that you guys should be checking these tournament games out. Even though we're still in alpha, even though there's still quite a few cards in the base set still to come, we're going to be giving you analysis of what the metagame is starting to look like. And when you get into the alpha yourself, you'll probably be more competitive. You'll be ready to answer some things, and you'll be, even though you're given hard tests, you'll be ready to win. And we'd love to have you guys get a lot out of it and find what we're doing entertaining.
Yep, I need to draw an extinction here. Oh, murder helps. Okay, that gives me another turn.
You may win this game by decking him at this point. It's very likely. It's 50-50.
No, where's the other life siphons? I'm just looking for that. Is he only running one? We've only seen one this whole time. He's got to draw it at some point.
Oh, that's a good point. You're not going to deck him. He's at the life siphons.
He's been sitting on lots of... He's had card advantage for quite a while now. He's been sitting on cards. There it is. I'm going to murder in response.
Do it.
Yes, there's a response for everything. So,
GG, well played.
Yeah, well played.
You had a bizarre draw there, and it goes back to your opening hand. If we could just talk about it real quickly, I know you need to get off.
Yeah,
but remember, when you had your opening hand, we were hoping with the Oracle song that you would find a course of action. But you didn't. So really the rule of thumb is if you look at your opening hand and you don't see, what am I doing on turn 1? What am I doing on turn 2? What am I doing on turn 3? Which you didn't. We just guessed with the Oracle song that we'd get there, or that opening extinction, we'd be able to wipe the board and start over. It's really better generally to go ahead and mulligan a hand like that, which you don't see a course of action. And that may have changed this whole game, obviously, in a different way.
Right.
Anyway, really a lot of fun being here tonight. I really appreciate you letting me come in and talk about what we're doing at Hex Casters. And as always, Aaron Squire, it's been a lot of fun.
All right. Yeah, this is Aaron Squire signing off here. Just to remind you, tomorrow we got the Shaggy stream. He's going to be doing 25 hours for the kids, so make sure to check him out. If you look below on my stream, you'll see all of his stuff. We went a little long tonight, so sorry about that. Next week, I'll be doing the actual Hex TCG Pro. They're sending me out solo, so come out and support me. I'll be running the stream most likely from my site, but keep track on the Hex TCG Pro website, and then also their Facebook page, because that's where they do most of their updates for that. That's on Thursday at 8 o'clock Central Time PM, and then I do my show on Fridays 8 o'clock Central Time PM in the PM, and also be keeping up with my streams and everyone else that's going to be doing this alpha tournament. Make sure that you're getting out there and supporting everybody that's out there. I'll give you the last word, Soldack.
Well, look, guys, I don't know what your opinion is of Hex at this point, but what we're seeing is great, exciting gameplay, and a game that's going to be an e-sport. This Cryptozoic is committed to making this. A year from now, people are going to be saying, Hearthstone, what? They're going to be playing Hex. And they're going to be saying, Magic, what? They're going to be playing Hex. This game is only going up. It's getting better with every patch. You need to be watching it. You need to be supporting these streamers, supporting good causes like Shaggy's cause tomorrow, and you are not going to be anything disappointed when it comes to Hex eventually. So thanks for sticking with us, and you're really going to enjoy this ride.